Hey, this is Full Game Prometheus, the only YouTuber that actually shows you full games of all the tips and strategies that I post on my channel. I show you the good, the bad, and the ugly. You get to see my schemes against live opponents. And I'm going to show you, this is going to be part 2 of the hybrid coverage setup for basically the nickel 245. If you guys are not familiar, there are certain strategies. A lot of top gamers actually use hybrid coverage, or the term is popularly used is cross-manning. But you actually could do more things a little bit differently to go ahead and screw things up with your opponent. So I'm going to show you the basic setup with the blitz of the nickel 245. If you haven't seen it already, go ahead and look at the link below. So basically you have the blitz set up. And with this blitz, basically you're going to have this type of setup right here. Now, if your opponent is expecting a blitz, they'll start blocking running backs. One of the fastest and easiest adjustments that you can do just to screw with your opponent a little bit is actually you can go ahead and zone all your linebackers. This is going to drop back linebackers right in the middle of the field. Now, this is great if your opponent is trying to pop you right over the middle with a quick slant. That's going to be something they're going to do against you, against this coverage, because the middle of the field is going to be a user area that you have to defend. So what's going to happen right now is that if he actually tries to do that, you're going to have a bunch of guys just flooding right in the middle of the zone, and that's really going to mess them up. Now, another thing that's very popular with top Madden players is they cross-man their linebackers or other defenders. So once again, you're going to give your opponent the same look, but now we're going to go ahead and cross-man. Now, if you guys are not familiar with this particular technique to cross-man, one of the old school ways is actually go ahead and just click on the guy, and you basically get a cross man like that. But the problem with that is that if you get caught, most good players are out there are not going to go ahead and have a very extensive setup with their offense. They're going to try to quick height you right away. So a lot of the top Madden players right now are doing some of the fast adjustment audibles, so you can stay on one guy. And how they do that is basically go ahead with the linebackers. They're going to basically double tap their right bumper or the R1 button twice, and then they're going to go ahead and select the linebacker that you're going to use. So we've got Dupree on the right as a circle icon. You've got Harrison that's going to be on the left, which is going to be the square icon, and then we've got Timmons and Sanziers. Now, our two guys on the line is Harrison and Dupree. So what we're going to do is take Dupree and we're going to put him in man coverage across the field against Watson. So we're going to have a look like that. Very easy to set this up against the other guy. So we double tap, we take the other linebacker Harrison, we put him on the other guy, and we're going to go ahead and just show our opponent the same look by putting him right over the center and just letting him snap the ball. So now what's going to happen is that there's going to be coverage all over the field in spots that he's just not normally used to seeing that. And what's going to happen is that he's going to probably panic, and hopefully you're going to be able to get the rush down. Now, another thing you could do too with this particular look is basically you don't have to put those guys in zones. You can put them in other different types of zones. So for instance, a deep zone right here, I can go ahead and take Dupree, him in like a QB spy if you want to. So you got a QB spy right there, and you got blitzes still set up. You can take away a seam route that maybe your opponent's been attacking you with. You've got a guy and a spy. The real trick is just memorizing the muscle memory of actually doing these type of sets, doing these types of crossovers. That's going to be the biggest challenge, is getting that muscle memory set up. If you understand how to go ahead and get the blitz set up, you can still give your opponent the same look, but now basically going to be going with cross man, and that's going to be throwing him off a little bit. And you're still going to get some fairly good pressure because you've got two defensive tackles, you've got the corner coming in against them. Another thing you do is you got to actually go ahead and man the corner up on one of those guys. That would actually go ahead and mess your opponent up because he's used to seeing that corner drop. And if he actually lets the play go into if he lets the play go somewhere else, what's going to happen is that if he lets it go or he doesn't hike the ball right away, he'll see the play art and he's expecting a blitz from the corner, but he never comes in. So these are hybrid coverages, but you still want to go ahead and show your opponent the same type of a look. One of the fastest, easiest ways, if your opponent is actually going and attacking you in the middle with slant routes, is just going ahead and doing the global all zone, which is just hitting your left bumper and blitzing up. Conversely, you can blitz all your wide linebackers too, if you wanted to do that too if you want to really go ahead and be real aggressive with the blitz. That's just another option too if you just want to go ahead and get some massive pressure against this guy. So to my subscribers, I hope you guys like this adjustment. This is basically an adjustment that you can utilize against your opponent to go ahead and get him in a situation where he's constantly guessing where the coverage is going to be, whether the pressure is coming or not. That's why it's very good to actually understand the setup of the nickel 245. You can use it for the nickel blitz 2, the buck slant 3, also the corner blitz 3. Same kind of setups, but you can actually go ahead and hit him with higher coverage from there. So to my subscribers, I appreciate the support. If you're new to my channel and you picked up some tips from this, I really do. I recommend going and hit the subscribe button because you see this live in action. I like to use a lot of vanilla defenses. I like to leave my blitzes set up as is and try to use her from there. But if you utilize the cross manning, use some of the hybrid coverages, it's really going to mess your opponent up, and they're just going to keep guessing on where what's going to happen, whether he's going to get the pressure or whether it's just going to be all-out coverage. So once again, thank you for support, and until